Morning class once again. Today I just want to continue on the work we had looked at on the balance sheet, and I want to go through the exercise I've given you so that I show you what you are supposed to do. First and foremost, I said when you write the title, it should be written as follows. For instance, we had Moape, the owner of the business. You write Moape's balance sheet as at 30th June 2020. So after that, the first heading we have is the fixed asset. From the exercise I gave, we had the land and building amounting to 15,900, motor vehicles 2,000, then furniture 3,180. So the total asset gave us 21,080 kwacha. So these are the only four assets we had. So under current assets, we had closing stock 800, the debtors 1,200, cash at bank 450, cash in hand 210. Then the total of these total current assets gave us 2,110. Then on current liabilities, we only had bank overdraft, which gave us 3,100. So when you look at the total assets and the current liabilities, the current liabilities are more than the total assets. So here there are two ways in which you can calculate to find the working capital. The first one is, since current assets are less than current liabilities, you are going to subtract current liabilities from current assets. Then it is going to give you a negative figure of 390. In accounts, if you get a negative figure, you put it in brackets, like the way I've written 390 in brackets, showing this one is a negative figure. So if you subtract, here we are subtracting, we are adding, but this one is a positive and this one is a negative figure. So it's like you're subtracting 21,080 390 from 21,080, and this will give us 20,690 as our total asset. So let me again go back. I said here the current assets are less than the current liabilities. So when you subtract, you get a negative figure. So positive to negative, it will give you a positive figure because the positive figure was more than the negative figure. So those brackets shows that this one is a negative figure. So that is how you can work out here. Now let me show you again on the second example, the same thing what you can do. So the same exercise, the total current assets is 2,710. So since the current liabilities are more, what you can do, the second method you can do is that you just add the current assets to the fixed asset. So you add fixed asset plus current assets. This is the addition we did there, 21,080 plus 2,710. Which gave us 23,790. It's when now you can subtract the current liabilities of 3,100. Then our net asset or total asset is 20,690. So the answer remains the same. So both methods are correct. So here I'll go again through that. I said since the current assets are less than current liabilities, you add the current assets to the fixed assets to have your total assets. From the total assets, you are going to subtract the current liabilities, thereby getting our net asset or total asset. So that is how you are going to approach this balance sheet if the current assets are less than current liabilities. Then the last part, I want to show you the last part of the balance sheet where we have got financed by, how we end our balance sheet. So stop there. Okay, sir. So we continue the last part of the balance sheet. After finding the net assets, the last part is where we write financed by. So under financed by, you'll be given capital there. Like in this case, we are given capital 21,690. After capital, we shall add net profit. The net profit is coming from the profit and loss account. This is the net profit you have found from the profit and loss account, which is added to the capital. After adding to the capital, you find 24,900. 24,900. Then finally, you shall say less drawings. You subtract your drawings. The drawings here, we had 3,210, which was the same figure as that. It's coincidentally, this is not the same figure, the one you bring there. No, these are drawings. It's different from the other one, but the fortunate part is that the figures were the same. So after subtracting, you find 20,690. So if you look at our capital employed, which is 20,690, is always supposed to be the same as the net asset. So net asset is 20,690 and our capital employed is 20,690. So these two figures are supposed to agree. If they agree, it means that your work has balanced and your work is correct. So I'll give you the similar exercise. You start from the profit and loss and you write all the way to the balance sheet. And this work should be submitted today. I thank you so much.